Okay, let's talk movable alphabet. The movable alphabet is exactly what it sounds like. It's an alphabet that you can move around and manipulate. So when I showed the children to sort this, I asked them to try to stack them so that it just looks like there's one tall letter. The letters are, there should be 5 of all of the consonants. So right now I see that there's only 4 M's, but hopefully there's one in the wrong box somewhere. And then if you kind of push it over to the corner, it'll stack nicely. So there's 5 of all the consonants and there's 10 of all of the vowels. And I always explain that there's more vowels because all words have vowels. So I'm going to do this with a phonetic packet. We have lots of different kinds of phonetic packets. That just means that there's pictures with labels that are spelled phonetically. So this is a packet, and let's see, we've got crab, and axe, and map, and man, and hand. There's a couple in there that don't belong here. Okay, and then they have their labels, so they can start doing their sounds. Axe, axe, app, map. Okay, then we have man, we have hand, and we have crab. So they could do that, and then we can also take the labels away and ask them to use the movable alphabet to listen to the sounds and build the words. So if they're doing crab, they're gonna go k. So if they're doing this and they use a K, that's okay. Have them use a K. You're not going to stop them from doing that. They're gonna go ahead and use a K because it does say k. And then a, b. But later when you give them their cards and they go to check their work, they're going to see that crab is spelled with a C, and they can just fix it. Again, it's a control of error that's built into the material. You don't have to correct them when they're doing their the work on their own. They can do it themselves when they're checking their work. So that's one thing that you can do with the movable alphabet. You can label picture cards that they also have labels for. They can also just write stories. So the rugs that we use in the classroom have lines on them, and that's because we like to use them as kind of like a paper, so they can build words. They can make up whatever story they want using the movable alphabet. That's like my favorite thing, when they make up cool stories with the movable alphabet. They can do research, and they can write a fact that they learned. Maybe sometimes I'll send a research book home, so it might have some information about snakes, and then you could read them some of the information, and then they can pick one fact that they'd like to share with other people. So then they would write that fact with the movable alphabet, and then they could write it on paper or draw a picture. You can also do rhyming words. So if you wanted to do words that rhyme with at, so you could just start with at, and then we could try at. Yes, that's a word. Of course, this is an easy one. And then we're gonna have at. And we would try at again. And we could do at. Is that a word? No. How about at? No. So even though we know that eat, E-A-T would be that, they're not working on that right now. They're just doing the phonetic sound. So they would say at, and they'd be like, no, that's not a word. At is not a word. At. Yes, that is a word. So they could do that and build as many at words as they could come up with, or you could do op or ugh or any kind of rhyming word or ending sounds that you would like for them to practice trying to build rhyming words, or they would like to do it, more importantly. So that is the movable alphabet, and they can use it to manipulate, and it's kind of like the bridge in between being able to write their letters. So they know their sounds, they're starting to build words, but they might not quite have the coordination with their hands to write the words out. So this is a great bridge to those two skills. So this is the movable alphabet.